Happiness is easy to recognize when it's loud. Laughter, excitement, movement. These are the signals we're used to reading. But cats don't express joy the way humans do. They don't announce it. They don't perform it. And they rarely exaggerate it. Many people worry about their cat's happiness because they're looking for the wrong signs. They expect constant play, frequent affection, or visible excitement. But science tells us something quieter. That feline happiness often shows itself in balance, regulation, and ease. In this video, we're not measuring happiness. We're observing it, gently, patiently, through the lens of behavior science and the natural language cats use every day, whether we notice it or not. Happiness as emotional stability. Scientific research suggests that a content cat is not constantly stimulated. Instead, happiness often appears as emotional stability. A cat who moves calmly through their environment, who isn't hypervigilant or withdrawn, is often experiencing a baseline sense of safety. Happy cats tend to show predictable rhythms: sleep, wake, grooming, observation. These cycles are not signs of boredom, but of regulation. When a cat feels secure, their nervous system doesn't stay on high alert. Their behavior becomes smooth rather than reactive. Rather than asking whether a cat is excited, science encourages us to ask whether a cat feels settled. Because for cats, happiness is not about intensity, it's about equilibrium. Body language that rests, not performs. Cats communicate continuously through their bodies, but their happiest signals are often subtle. Relaxed posture, slow movements, soft facial expressions. These are not dramatic behaviors, but they are meaningful ones. A happy cat doesn't constantly seek attention, nor do they avoid it completely. They exist comfortably within their space, choosing interaction rather than demanding it. Science associates this freedom of choice with positive emotional states. When a cat feels safe, their body no longer prepares for defense or escape. Their muscles soften. Their movements become economical. Happiness, in this sense, looks like effortlessness. Grooming, routine, and self-maintenance. One of the most reliable scientific indicators of feline well-being is consistent self-grooming. Not excessive, not absent, but balanced. Grooming reflects a cat's ability to care for themselves without stress. Routine also plays a powerful role. Happy cats tend to follow familiar patterns, returning to the same resting places, observing the same windows, choosing the same times for interaction. This predictability signals trust in their environment. Science views these behaviors not as habit, but as comfort. A cat who trusts their world doesn't need to constantly reassess it. From a scientific perspective, these routines act as anchors. They reduce cognitive load and allow the cat's nervous system to remain regulated. When a cat returns to familiar behaviors without hesitation, it suggests an internal sense of safety, a confidence that their environment will respond predictably. This quiet reliability is one of the strongest foundations of feline contentment. Social choice, not social pressure. Contrary to popular belief, cats do form social bonds, but they do so on their own terms. Research shows that cats who choose proximity, sitting nearby, sharing space without contact, are expressing comfort rather than indifference. A happy cat often stays close without demanding engagement. This quiet companionship reflects a positive emotional state rooted in safety and familiarity. Happiness here is not closeness forced by dependence, but closeness chosen through trust. Research also shows that cats who feel emotionally secure are more likely to initiate contact on their own terms. This may appear as following you from room to room, sitting nearby without touching, or choosing shared rest spaces. These moments are not demands for attention, but expressions of trust, signals that the relationship feels safe without needing reinforcement. Play as confidence, not energy. Play is often misunderstood. It's not simply about energy release. In scientific observation, play behavior reflects confidence and cognitive flexibility. A happy cat engages in play without anxiety. Their movements are fluid, their focus intact, their recovery quick. They are curious, not frantic. Interested, not overstimulated. Play, when it appears naturally and without pressure, signals a mind that feels safe enough to explore. Scientists often note the quality of play matters more than frequency. A happy cat shows flexibility. They can disengage easily, recover quickly, and return to calm without frustration. This ability to shift between activity and rest reflects emotional balance, not excess energy, and suggests a mind that feels secure enough to explore without fear. The absence of stress signals. Science often measures happiness indirectly by observing what isn't present. Chronic hiding, excessive vocalization, over-grooming, or persistent tension can signal discomfort. A happy cat doesn't live in constant alertness. Their environment doesn't feel unpredictable. Their responses are proportional, not exaggerated. This absence of distress is not emptiness. It's peace. In behavioral science, well-being is often identified not by what is displayed, but by what is no longer necessary. When a cat does not need to constantly scan their environment, vocalize excessively, or retreat into hiding, it suggests that their world feels predictable. This predictability allows the body to remain at ease, conserving energy instead of preparing for threat. A cat living in this state of calm tends to respond rather than react. Their movements are measured, their attention selective. They are not detached, they are regulated. This quiet steadiness is one of the clearest scientific indicators of contentment, even though it can be easily mistaken for neutrality by those expecting visible excitement. So when a cat relaxes around someone quickly, it is rarely about preference in the way we usually imagine it. It is not admiration, and it is not affection yet. It is recognition, a quiet recognition of safety that happens before thought, before attachment, and before any bond becomes visible. Cats do not ask who you are. They ask how it feels to be near you. They listen to your body long before they listen to your voice. They read your breathing, your pace, and your stillness. And when nothing in you feels urgent or demanding, their nervous system begins to loosen without effort. This is why trust with cats cannot be rushed. It is not built through interaction. It is allowed through presence. When a cat chooses to relax near you, they are not giving you love yet. They are giving you rest. And rest is the foundation of everything that follows. A resting cat has decided they do not need to watch you, do not need to prepare, and do not need to stay alert. Your presence has become predictable, and predictability is safety. From there, something deeper begins quietly forming. Familiarity, comfort, the kind of trust that does not announce itself but settles in slowly, almost unnoticed. And this is where many people misunderstand cats. They assume connection comes from attention, touch, or interaction. But for cats, connection often begins in stillness, in moments where nothing happens and nothing is expected to happen. A cat relaxing near you is not responding to what you are doing. They are responding to who you are being in that moment. The absence of pressure, the steadiness of breath, the quiet permission to simply exist side by side. Over time, that shared calm becomes a language of its own. One that does not need gestures or sound. One that says, without words, that this space is safe, and that safety can be returned to again and again. So, is your cat truly happy? Science suggests the answer may be quieter than expected. Happiness, for cats, is not about excitement or constant affection. It's about emotional balance, physical ease, and the freedom to choose. If your cat moves calmly through their day, maintains their routines, and shares space without tension, they may be expressing contentment in the most feline way possible. Cats don't show happiness loudly. They live it quietly. If this reflection helped you see your cat differently, you're not alone. Understanding cats often means slowing down and listening without expectation. If you enjoy calm explorations like this, you're welcome to stay. Subscribe for more reflections on animals, behavior, and the subtle psychology that connects us. Thank you for being here. And thank you for watching quietly.